Welcome to the EXP Group, one of the leading providers of business training solutions. Please enjoy this presentation and visit us on the web at www.theexpgroup.com for more information.
Hello and welcome again to this EXP video on ACCA Paper P3. You remember that in yesterday's video we talked about how we evaluate strategies, and Johnson and Scholes proposed a three-step approach to evaluating strategies. So they said, is it suitable? Is it feasible? Is it acceptable? Now, I'm going to talk through an example today, and it's been in the press for the last several months, and no doubt will be in the press for the upcoming months as well. But two airlines, British Airways and Iberia. British Airways and Iberia have announced that they are intending to merge together, merge operations. So this is a strategic idea. Let's imagine we are working for British Airways and we're working on the strategy for British Airways. So the first question British Airways would ask is it suitable? Is this strategic idea of merging with the Spanish airline Iberia, is it suitable? So does it help? Well, arguably I would say yes, because if you look at a SWOT analysis for British Airways, one of their weaknesses is that they have a limited number of flight slots to South America. Their strength, they have a lot of flights to Asia, for example. Compare that to Iberia, and Iberia, with their sort of Spanish connection, with the Latin connection, have a lot of flights to South America and limited flights to Asia. So straight away, that seems to be quite a good fit. So there would be lots of other things to look into, but at this stage we can say yes, the BA Iberia would be suitable, would be quite a good fit. So to start with, then we can say yes, it's suitable. The second one, feasible, I'm going to come back to feasible in a moment, but I want to just talk a bit about, is it acceptable? So, is it acceptable to who? Well, to the relevant stakeholders. Now, if we did Mendelow's matrix for British Airways, who are going to be the key stakeholders? I would argue that some of the institutional shareholders, the major shareholders, are going to be key players. What are they going to want? They're going to want to make sure, does it help the company? Will it make it more profitable? Will it add to their investment? So what we would be looking at this stage would be things, what's the net present value, return on capital employed? Also, are there any synergy savings where people could sort of share jobs, share roles, for example? So let's assume it is acceptable. So it's suitable, it's acceptable. The final one that they would need to ask is it feasible? So is it feasible? Do they have the resources to do it? Yes, they do. But what would the one key question for feasibility be? What we've got British Airways, a major British airline, potentially merging with Iberia, a major Spanish airline. So straight away you're going to get the sort of EU anti-competition, the monopolies commissions would need to pass this to see if it would be acceptable. So the feasibility would depend on whether the EU regulators would pass it as being acceptable. Now, my guess is several years ago KLM, the Dutch airline, and Air France merged, and the authorities, the EU authorities, approved this and said it would be okay. So in this situation, the chances are it would be feasible. So this is just a quick example, quick real-life example of when something is suitable, feasible, and acceptable. Okay, thank you again for listening to today's video, and please check back tomorrow where we'll be continuing with this chapter. Thank you very much for listening.